Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
I suck, you suck, I suck at Call of Duty. You suck. You suck. You suck.
Welcome to the Not Playing Podcast. My name's Rob Howard, and this week I'm joined by
Ian Bruce,
Patrick Kay,
and Marcus Hurley.
I'm just going to try and head towards some newsy type things. I had a go. Well, basically, they're remaking System Shock, the old game from the well, I guess it was the 90s, 94. And so, what was unusual about this Kickstarter pitch, though, was that they actually put out a demo. So it was a very short demo, but I thought it was incredibly, very generous of them, and full of good intentions. I think putting this out. So I had a go of it. It's only about 15 minutes long. What's interesting about it is that rather than in most games where they do like a remake of a really old game, they just totally sort of rethink the visual style. Whereas with this one, they've just totally taken that old visual style from the 90s and made it like just more palatable, I suppose. Like it's got the same art direction. It's like quite sort of garish blue interiors, but there's an extra level of fidelity to it. It feels a little bit boxy. It's a very small area. The monsters, pretty much the interactions that are involved are just smashing these robots over the head with pipes, basically. But I mean, that's kind of how the basic mechanics of the combat in the original worked. This is by like the whole team from Looking Glass and like who did all Thief and Ultima Underworld and eventually BioShock and all that lot. It's really encouraging. It's all built in Unity, which will please some people. And they're doing really well with their Kickstarter. They've already done it. They asked for $900,000. They've got 8 days to go, and they're coming up for 1.1 million now. So it's definitely happening. There's no doubt about that. They've got some stretch goals. One of which I was kind of disturbed was RPG elements, because the first game was an RPG, so I don't know what we're going to get if they don't make that. It's going to be...
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it could be a slightly more slight experience, really. I think I was right with that. Where are we at? Unlocked. What was it? I think it might have just been more extra elements, maybe. Or maybe they've changed that. Oh, maybe they've changed that because it's not on this list anymore. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe people moaned. Because I was a little bit like, that would be really odd. Like if they stripped it all back, because like even in the demo there was like loads of shit to pick up, like which I seem to remember in the game you would use to make into other things and make bombs and things to get through things. And yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed the first game. It was not as widely appreciated, I think, as its sequel, but I played it while I was on work experience at a computer shop in town. It was like they didn't really have much for me to do, so I just played video games all week.
Look how the times have changed, mate.
Yeah, I know. That's it.
Those were the glory days.
Yeah, indeed. There's been a bit of news from the Oculus camp. Apparently they finally caught up with their pre-orders now, and they're shipping in 2 to 4 days, which I don't think is quite as well as what HTC are turning around stuff, but it nevertheless means that you can buy an Oculus Rift now and you won't have to wait 6 months for it.
You can buy one off Amazon now as well, I think, can't you? At least in America. I don't know if they're available on UK Amazon, but
you can get Vives from Game now. I don't know if anybody saw that.
No.
Vives are £678 on Game in the UK.
Oh, okay.
I've been clicking that every day for the last week.
Well, that's definitely a good sign. If they're freely available.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll have Oculuses there too, I imagine.
Yeah.
But assuming all is well. The other bit of Oculus news is that they've revealed the date of Oculus Connect, which will be October the 5th to the 7th. And they are assuring us that all is well in terms of touch coming out this year. And there'll be some more news on that in October, I guess, which is still cutting it a bit fine.
I guess we'll get like the pre-order date and price then. It'd be a bit crazy for that not to be the time they announce it.
That is cutting it awfully fine for like a holiday release, isn't it? Normally you'd be expecting it to come out then. Maybe they're saving it up and they're going to do an Apple and say it's out tomorrow.
Yeah, they are trying to be Apple.
And they are. They have been getting these things
are.
out to do that. They have been getting these things out to developers, haven't they? They're in the wild now. I think. Have you got them, Ian, at your place?
What, touch
Or are
controllers?
Yeah.
No.
No. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Not yet, anyway.
Okay. Well, I read that they are starting to go out now. So.
We've got 2 CV1s at work, and one of them's still in the box, and they've been there for about 4 weeks.
Oh dear.
We're doing other stuff at the moment. Yeah.
Old news.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing about Oculus? Oh yeah, they've rolled back their DRM. So if you want to play Oculus games on your Vive, you're free to do so with the Vive hack, I believe. Although because they don't have that, what is it that the Oculus has? It's got a thing in it, hasn't it, that helps with frame rate? That the Vive
Asynchronous
doesn't
time
have?
warp.
Yes. So apparently some people have complained that some of the Oculus stuff isn't running that well on the Vive.
What stuff?
Like Edge of Darkness. That was one I heard.
Oh, right. What, using it through Revive, you mean?
Yeah.
Well,
interesting. But the Vive's got reprojection. Doesn't that do like a really similar thing?
I don't know.
I haven't tried any Oculus games on my Vive. But,
We don't need to, do you?
no. To be fair, I think I've used my Rift probably for about 2 hours in total since I've got it.
what, your CV1?
Yeah,
I'll look after it for you, mate, if you want to. I'll come over and pick it up.
I've used it for like Project Cars and a bit of Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
A couple of other things.
Well, I mean,
I probably use my Vive about 2 hours every night.
But if
Well,
you
it's
had
sort of
touch controllers, do you think you'd use the CV1 more?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that is literally it.
Yeah.
That is literally it. Like I think once it's got the controllers, it's going to be a completely different system.
Yeah.
Completely different. Be excited for when those things come out. I think they're going to be awesome.
yeah, because I've not been using mine much either. Partly because of the heat, partly because the games I have on it aren't as compelling to me as the ones that I have outside of VR. There just isn't anything there.
That'll change when you get the stuff that's been on the Vive, though, dude. When you've got like hover junkers and like raw data and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That it's gonna switch. It does turn the tables. I'm kind of at the stage where I'm like, oh, I've got these 2D games on Steam I really want to play, but I want to play raw. I've got like 2 hours. What am I going to do? I'm going to play raw data. Or I'm going to play. Do you know what I mean? Like, they all fight for each other's space, but there's something about those ones. I think it's just the full body agency. It's that thing again. I think it's just it just takes you somewhere else, doesn't it? That's all it is, really.
Yeah, well, I've had that same feeling with like Amiga Agent, which to me is probably the best thing I have on the Rift at the moment. In terms of
because it's like going somewhere, isn't it?
You like fly.
When you're on that train on the way home from work, you're like, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to go play Amiga Agent. I'm going to go to that city. That's what it is. It's like a. It's like a cool teleportation thing.
Well, it is, but what I'm saying is I have that feeling where it's like do I play that or do I stroll around the country and everybody's gone to the Rapture? I kind of want to do that instead. So there's nothing really compelling me to put the headset on at the moment.
Yeah.
Also,
and that's probably why I haven't played my Rift at all. I just don't think the games are on that platform at the moment.
Yeah.
But I do think that's going to change. I think it's literally just those controllers.
Yeah. One more thing, just
Sorry,
Go on.
maybe relevant, but I have used the touch controllers. Used them last year at that VR thing in London.
Oh yeah,
The link
yeah,
for your viewing amusement is attached to the chat window.
Okay.
And I've used the Vive controllers a fucking lot over the last year, more than a year. But I really like these because of the way they fit. They sit in your hand. It doesn't feel like you're holding a broomstick or a shoe.
Yeah. They're so light. They're so light, apparently, that they just kind of disappear.
Yeah,
like
it's like you're just moving your hands instead of holding onto something and pushing buttons.
I think
you do look like you're really kind of getting into it there, Ian. I have to say,
it's like Tony Stark in
you're
action.
playing the. Is that the Bullet?
Yeah, that's Bullet Train.
Bullet Train, right?
If I'm honest, there may have been a beer or two before I actually got a chance to go on it, and I was aware that everybody was fucking watching.
It's improved your motor skills.
Well, it certainly caused me to give less of a shit. So, yeah.
I think those touch controllers are going to make developers think about slightly different things to build for it as well, because like the two very different tools for two different jobs, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Vive controllers. I mean, the Vive controllers are kind of like tool simulators. If you're holding, a handle of something, a sword or a gun or something, that's the perfect thing. But if you want to do something more intricate, maybe like press dials on a computer inside a spaceship, or like craft items for a role-playing game, or make spells, or pour potions or something. You want something more delicate and more kind of...
I mean, you could do...
articulate.
If I'm honest, I can't wait to get hold of them, because you could do Puppet Master stuff where you're controlling... I'm not really sure why nobody's done anything. Like there's a string puppet that you control with the controllers.
Oh, that's...
has somebody done that already?
Sorry, on the Walks of the Wizard, it's one of the spells where you can pick up any object, and then you basically you move it around with your hand as if it's like a puppet, and then when you let go, it just mimics that movement and just continues to...
It's a puppet!
Jesus.
It's a puppet.
Hey,
sorry.
But these controllers...
launched into my head.
Eventually the controllers will let you move your fingers, so you could, instead of it being like on a pole... You could do stuff and the legs would move. So now these two are moving the legs and these two are moving the arms and this one's moving the head. Awesome. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Not really sure much of the game
live action claymation.
Yeah.
Can make your own Wallace and Gromit.
Co-op puppet show.
Yeah. And Rob would be there throwing knives at everyone, cutting their strings, sucking the fun out of all of it.
Just show me where the katana is in that situation.
It's also going to be cool for like all the like arty stuff as well, like the Vive Spray thing that I've been playing, like the more kind of smaller kind of finger simulation controllers are going to be better for like doing, I don't know, modelling and stuff like that. I think there's lots of I can't wait to get my hands on them. I hope they're not expensive, but if they're expensive, it's going to suck.
Specifically
big time, especially after spreading the cost of it, or thinking that I'd gone for the cheaper option. If they're more than £200, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, if it ends up being the more expensive one, that's going to not be cool.
Sorry, I'm having some difficulty this evening because you talking about these games, Pat, makes me want to just go out and get a fucking Vive. I know we've got loads at work and that's fine, but I want to do it in my own space and play the things that you're talking about. So while I think the Rift controllers would be quite intricate, and I do agree they have become the Apple of VR, everything you're saying about the Vive stuff just makes me just want to go back to work and play with the Vive for a bit. But
I think it's just time.
As an expense.
I think it's just time though, dude. I think it's if someone was like, right, I need a VR system right now, what's the best one to get? It's going to be the Vive. Go and get the Vive. Don't get a Rift, for fuck's sake. But if you're going to get it in like a few months' time when the Touch is out, I don't know. I don't know which one to suggest.
Yeah. There's stuff coming to Touch that does look pretty interesting. There's the gunfighting one. There's the one with the like the Tron discs. That looks like pretty cool. There's some cool stuff on there, like multiplayer wise, that looks like a whole bunch of fun. I don't know if it's going to have the room scale thing. Although they have said that they've made it so that you can have multiple sensors now. Like you can have up to four.
You can have up to four.
Four.
Yeah.
So surely that's going to approximate some form of room scale, isn't it?
And I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but I did do some, because I've got the Vive space. I've just swung my Oculus cam around just to see what kind of how close it got to kind of room scaleness, and it's not that bad. I mean, if you turn around your back to the camera, it drops out and your head moves, and it's a horrible mess, and it's not very pleasant. But if you had another sensor the other side, that wouldn't happen. The only thing I'm worried about is occlusion of the controllers, because if you have the controllers occluded to both cameras by your body, they're going to drop out of space. In
that Bullet Train video, they had two sensors mounted kind of like the allegedly ideal position for the Vive, where they're like speakers. It's like you're looking at a TV screen and there's two speakers on the side of it like that. And
look at how the Vive ones stick out.
Yeah.
Like the sensors on the Vive controllers stick out, so that your hands never occlude them. Your hands never go deliberately like that.
In that video with that fat bloke using the touch controllers, he was turning around, and obviously, again, there may have been some beer involved, so it's a bit subjective. But he doesn't remember, when I spoke to him, any exclusion from the controllers or anything dropping out. So,
cool.
And the other thing sorry, a bit of a digression, but it's kind of relevant. In a recent version of Steam VR, Vive and Valve mainly, have made better use of the gyro in the headset.
Right.
Previously, when you lost tracking in the Vive, you would get a blue screen saying, nothing, ain't got nothing. But in a recent, it's quite a while ago now, but in a recent update of Steam VR, they will lock the headset to the last thing you've seen. So it's just like your head's stuck. And make use of the gyro in the headset. This is a bit too nerdy for this podcast, perhaps. Previously, if you lost the lighthouses, you would have nothing. You would have nothing at all. But there is, in a recent update to Steam VR, you could have no tracking at all, and the gyro of the headset would go, right, well, I don't have anything. Maybe if I go for about 10 seconds, it's come back.
Yeah.
So the gyro in the headset is maintaining the tracking until it gets the actual space tracking again. So there might be stuff going on in the rest of the devices that lets you actually have no sensors visible for a short period of time.
Gotcha.
And then by that time you've finished shooting behind you, and you've come back and got tracking again.
Figures it out. Yeah, compensates. Yeah, that would make sense.
Or adapts, or just fills in the blanks.
It's encouraging though, as someone who bought the wrong one.
Well, you didn't.
There might be the right one soon, you know.
But like I say, I wouldn't steer someone towards the Vive because the Oculus is the wrong one. It's just the incomplete one at the moment. That's all it is. It just doesn't have the controllers. That's all it is.
And it doesn't really have Steam, really, does it?
And Steam,
not really.
So you get a better experience.
But I mean, like a
Vive
lot of the games. It does have Steam because you can use the Oculus on Steam, but.
As I do.
Yeah.
But at the moment, all of the games, like Raw Data, only listed for the Vive.
Can't play
Battle Dome, only listed for the Vive.
Can't play
So all of these ones which you're going... it's really like how you were a few years ago. I've got this thing, and it's fucking amazing. That's what I'm getting from you at the moment. I want to go and get one of them.
I think Raw Data's coming to the Rift, though, I think.
Yeah, but it's not...
Hover Junkers is.
Yeah, but is that when the touch controllers come out, or now?
Yeah,
that's
exactly. So if you want to do it now, get a Vive.
I'm just trying to not make you think you've bought the wrong one, Rob. So we've got a Vive. We've got Vives and Rifts at work, CV1s at work, and we've done a ton of stuff with the Vive over the last year. And when now people are starting to use the CV1, everybody's saying, "Oh my god, it's so much lighter than the other one, isn't it?" And I think the Vive is the lighter of the two. But
it's weird. I think it's because of the different ways you use them. If I'm sitting down playing a cockpit game with the Vive on, it feels heavier. Because I'm more conscious of every little head movement and of being in that stationary position where it's always a weight there. If I'm dancing around in my living room throwing bows and arrows at things, I don't really notice it as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the Rift definitely feels lighter in the kind of sitting down situation. Although it does get hotter, I noticed. I don't actually find it more comfortable for longer periods of time. The screens feel like they get hotter a lot quicker than the Vive.
Yeah, I definitely feel. I mean, I was flying around playing Amiga Agent the other day, and I was playing it for about half an hour and realised there was sweat dripping off my chin. And I was sat down playing.
Delightful.
It was
Yeah. Need a fan, mate. Just need a big fan.
Yeah. Another peripheral for these headsets that's now freely available is lenses that you can get put in them.
I'm not sure freely available is the correct use of that word in that sentence.
Well, no. They definitely cost money, but VR Lens Lab was a Kickstarter project, and I've had my eye on it since they announced it, and they're now actually they've fulfilled all their pre-orders, and now you can order them. I did price mine up actually, because you can get your proper prescription lenses. They just go inside the actual headset themselves, and you just leave them there. So it's pretty nifty because glasses. It
looks really good.
Yeah, I've tried it with glasses and I find it really uncomfortable. Presses on the bridge of my nose, really cuts in there. So I haven't been able to use them with the glasses I have. But yeah, I priced some up. They kind of range from €39. That's over this part of the world. Kind of goes right up to 90 if you get like the extra Blue Guard coating on them. I'm not really sure what that adds, but yeah, I think it's a really cool thing. I'm definitely going to get involved with this if I start using it more.
Yeah. When I do.
You will.
When I do. So yeah, and they you can choose between like Vive or Oculus lens shape, so they should fit nicely. I think there's been some fair amount of different mileage with people on the Reddits talking about them and stuff, but they do seem like a good thing to get if your glasses are uncomfortable or you especially need them. Yeah. I've been doing all right without them, to be honest.
And me too. And loads of people at work that you just take them off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm not that blind. It's just like more of because it's more of like when I'm looking at a fixed pane in front of me that I need them. Really, I go around.
Are you more for like reading?
It's more just like display use. Because of screen,
these are different, Rob. Because like with display use, you're looking at something that's a few feet away from you. But when you're using a VR headset, your focal distance is infinity. You're looking at the horizon.
Yeah.
So if you don't have problems focusing on far away objects, you shouldn't really need glasses for.
It's definitely not the inhibiting factor.
No.
It's not. I'm not in any discomfort like playing VR games for any length of time. I thought I'd be more taken with Elite. But it's that fucking map. I just think about it. I cannot be arsed with that map.
have to fucking sort that out, really. Jesus.
Yeah. But then there is the other side of it, which I still need to play, that CQC stuff.
That's excellent. Oh, my God.
Oh, you've got it, dude.
I know.
When we finish, we should just have a quick blast of that, because I'll dust off the DK2 and we'll... Because fuck me. When me and Pat did it, he was just driving around the asteroids, ignoring the shooting part. He was just flying around going, oh my God. And we're trying to shoot people, and there's Pat, just leaving around.
Maybe a night where it's a bit cooler.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can deal with it tonight, to be honest. Yeah. It's nearly 30 degrees in England, and we're all fucking dying.
Get your fan.
Well, it was over 30, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm going outside the
just had a quick look
after this.
Sweet.
I just had a quick look at the Blue Guard, and apparently it's a coating that reduces the blue light that a lot of screens emit.
Oh.
So it helps reduce eye strain.
Oh, okay. Well, that will certainly be...
Which isn't a bad idea, imagine, for something that's fitted so close to your eye as well.
I think, for the optimum experience and being able to play for extended amounts of time, these will definitely be good. When they create like the, maybe if they get No Man's Sky working in it, I'll be like, right, okay, this might be a good idea now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. There's a couple of other news stories, but I'm not really that fussed. They've created another version of the 10 series Nvidia card, which it looks like is actually going to be like the replacement for the 970, at least until there's more than the founders version of the 1070, because right now that's about 400 quid. Yeah. And I don't remember paying anywhere near that for my 970. So
no, but that won't be 400 quid in a while, will it?
No, I think it'll drop, and I think this one is going to be a bit less. But I don't know. Maybe they're trying to reposition it. It seems weird that they're bringing out the 1060 before the 1070 is actually fully available, or at least like
they've just announced it though, right? It's not available now.
Is it not?
Or is it available now?
I think it might be.
Really? Yeah, just unveiled it.
It's the Founders Edition of those cards is 275. They're still really pricey. They're all still really pricey though. So
yeah,
I wouldn't go near any of them yet, especially if you've got a 900 card series.
Yep.
Definitely hold off.
Holding.
I'm waiting for the ridiculous Titan one that whenever that comes out.
Yeah, well, that will be happening, and there'll be a TI version of the 1080 as well. I'm sure.
Oh, it's available in the States. That's a bit weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just come out.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So there's that, and Nintendo are bringing out a little mini NES that looks quite cute. What I liked about this was the price it's coming out at, which I think is about $60.
That's $60, yeah.
Which is a bit more realistic than that £100 Spectrum thing they were bringing out, and this one will actually have some good games on it too. So like,
I think I'm gonna have to get one of these.
Classic Mario and Zelda and Metroid.
I think the Spectrum thing's run into problems, haven't they? I think they're being sued by Elite.
Yeah, probably.
Or something like that.
The whole licenses for all those games must just be a fucking total nightmare. Yeah.
So I reckon Nintendo will probably, if they do well with this, they might bring out a mini SNES.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
With like Mario and like
F-Zero, all the big staple ones out there.
Street Fighter. Well, that's Capcom.
And then a mini Virtual Boy.
Yeah. This has been the Not Playing Podcast in partnership with notlistening.co.uk, where you can also hear myself and Ian talk about movies and TV on the Not Watching Podcast.
And Marcus.
And Marcus as well. And Adam, Ash and Will talk about all manner of funny things on the Not Listening Podcast. You can email us at notplayingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet at or follow us on Twitter at notplayingpod. You can find the show notes of this show at notlistening.co.uk, and if you're listening to us on iTunes, then please do give us a review. 5 stars will help massively. That's all for now. Thanks for listening. See ya.
My friend, I'm inclined to agree, 'cause I suck at Call of Duty.